Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is an add-on. This is the third add-on and 22nd in total review of series number 9. Series number 9 can be found in the playlists page. Series number 9 was and is premium pouches. So we will be taking a look at the re-released Skoal Straight Pouches. These guys. Now, I tried to find when they were discontinued originally, because this product is a re-release. This has been out before. The best I could do was pick up a lot of chatter at the time of people not being able to find it. On Facebook, those comments were 46 weeks old. So I am guessing somewhere at the end of 2014, beginning of 2015, this product started disappearing from stores in the United States. It lived on as the first add-on to this series was as Canada's Skoal Straight Pouches. That review, I believe, is number 20 of this playlist. So let's take the look at the packaging of this. So it is Skoal's Classic Straight coloring. It is a very dark burgundy, or you could say a brown with a heavy burgundy tinge. It is darker towards, towards the center, and it gets darker towards the outside. Because this is a pouched product from Skoal, instead of silver, the raised boxed rim, the borders of the letters of Skoal, and this half circle are in bronze, as is all other lettering, but the box, Skoal, and the half circle are the only things raised, except for a mild raise between the warning label and the can's upper. Towards the edges, where it gets darker, between the boxed rim and that inner half circle, they are still going with the honeycomb, although it is hard to see on this can, and probably impossible to see on this camera. Going around to the side, you have the U.S. Smokeless Scrunch warning label, small Skoal branding, the fact that it's pouches, and Classic Straight, the flavor. Then you have general information such as underage sale is prohibited, sale is only allowed in the United States, that this is 100% U.S.Tobacco, and that, even though it is in pouches, this needs to be pointed out, this is smokeless tobacco. Then you have large branding, the fact that it's pouches, and the flavor. Then manufacturer's information and barcode. Okay, so the net weight of these is in line with Copenhagen products and all other Skoal pouch products. Copenhagen pouched products, I'm sorry. It's 0.82 net weight ounces. It is net weight 0.02 less than American snuff products. Pouches, such as Grizzly and the Lone Kodiak pouch, as my lungs run out of air. Yeah, anyway. So, minuscule difference, lightness-wise. Very light. And it really, when you think that Skoal products tend to be a little bit drier, it's not even so much a big deal with that. But then you think, wait a minute, Grizzly products tend to be a little bit drier too. So how it works out exactly, I don't really think it's a matter of less tobacco. It might be the pouch material. Really, when you're dealing with that small a difference, it really could be anything. It could be the type, pouch seams they have on their particular pouch. Anyway, on the back of this can, you have the guaranteed fresh stamped U.S. Smokeless can. This is a product of the U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company of Nashville, Tennessee. It is the makers of Skoal, Copenhagen, Husky, and Red Seal. And then you have a sell-by date in laser print, which I don't think you're going to be able to see that, but it is sell by January 26th, 2020. So as far as U.S. Smokeless products go, that is a pretty good date. I'm going to cut into this. The last time I had a Skoal Straight pouch was the Canadian product review, which is a couple of reviews on this playlist before this one. And it is open. Now, Skoal Straight is not a favorite of mine. So, they smell pretty good, though. I might be warming up to the classic straight flavor because I actually ended up really enjoying that can of Kodiak Straight, which is also another classic straight. So in the can, the pouches are moist. Dark spots or darker spots or spotting is actually damp tobacco coming in full contact with the pouch. I'm going to pull one out. Oh yeah, they're really moist. Now, I don't know if I've been getting better dates or what, but I've enjoyed the last few Skoal products that I've reviewed because the moisture level's been really good, or really good considering it's from Skoal. So that really is my biggest complaint with Skoal. It's the moisture levels. Secondary is that they are a little bit light on nicotine, but it's a nice sized pouch. It's plump. This is soft and it is moist. I didn't even really need to feel that with my lips because I can feel it on my fingers. So it's your standard first generation pouch material. All right. So I'm going to throw a couple of these in and then I'm going to hit the pause button and think about it for a minute and then I will be back. Yeah, they're really moist. Okay. On these pouch reviews, I always do too. Partly because when I do these reviews, I slide it around the side. And if you slide one pouch around the side, it like disappears back there. You know, for all I know, it could be swallowing the thing. I'll be back in a moment. And I am back. Okay, so I actually think because of that can of Kodiak Straight that I reviewed within the last week, that I may be warming to the classic straight flavor. Now, as I've said before, in my mind, classic straight flavors have no smoke and no, like, of Copenhagen and Dark Select, and no tang of the Stoker's product. They are basically Skoal Classic Straight, which is where I get the classic part from, Grizzly regular line premium straight, and the Kodiak product. Also, should be pointed out that both second tier straights, which would be the Red Seal straight and the Timberwolf straight, are along the same lines. And basically, all third tier straights try to go for the classic too, although the only one of them that I would touch under any circumstances would be the Longhorn product. Okay, now that I've said all that, I really think I'm warming to this flavor as something different. I would not dip this on a daily basis, and definitely not pouches. The pouches, I just don't care for pouches. There is a reason for them. There are situations where they do come in handy. You know, it's just I don't run into those situations in my normal day-to-day. So, if you're a pouch guy, it's a classic straight flavor. All right. The moisture was really good. And that may have something to do with why I'm warming to this flavor, because the Kodiak Straight had a lot of moisture. This is good for as far as Skoal is. The Kodiak had a lot more flavor, or the flavor release was more pronounced. This, not so much. That could just be because it's in pouch material, though. You know, Um, it seems that there's nicotine there. It's not going to bowl you over. Um, there's no cut issues because it's a pouch. They're comfortable enough. The material is itself feels nice. They were plump and whatnot. They have a good amount of tobacco in the pouch. The amount of tobacco and the size of the pouch are meshed together, so they are very plump pouches. If you get them with a good moisture level, they're pretty good. The flavor's all right. It comes through all right. For me, there's not going to be any pouch product that has the flavor release that I'm looking for when compared to a long cut or a fine cut for that matter. So these are all right. I mean, I'll use this can. Am I saying a lot? I think I'm saying a lot. I'm not sure. It's just not a product for my personal needs. I don't need something like this. But if you are in some sort of situation or find yourself in situations where a pouch product would be a better thing for you and you like classic straight flavor, when they come in this condition, this is pretty good. I could see someone using this. But until recently, I never got Skoal products. Even when I was ordering online from a place that I knew was moving product, they're always coming in much drier than this. And that's my big issue with Skoal. Now this would be, it should be noted, good for guys starting out. All right? If you're having a problem controlling stuff in your mouth, all right? If you're having a problem getting bowled over by nicotine, because I mean, a lot of guys that are using this probably smoked before. There is a significantly higher amount of nicotine in American dip products than there is in a cigarette. Okay, so if you're getting like, some guys like the buzz, but some guys I've talked to guys that don't. All right, and then there's other guys who just get flat out sick. If that's happening to you, Skoal is a good way to go. Nicotine's there, but it's not through the roof at all. They rate lower, all right? It's present, but it's nothing, and they rate from lower to really low, like Skoal Cherry, which does not come in pouches, though. The cut of Skoal is excellent for somebody still trying to get the hang of pinching and whatnot. It's not as long as Stoker's, it's not as moist as Stoker's, but it's got a cling effect to it that it's easy to pinch and it stays in place, easier than other brands. Or if it's still posing you a problem, then you have pouches. All right, that's one of the reasons for pouches. So all in all, as I said, not really for me, but it's a quality product. It comes in the packaging's nice. Now I know, people talk smack about Skoal and people dipping Skoal, and especially pouches. I don't listen to any of that. That's not why I, lean away from Skoal or pouch products. It's not anything to do with what so-and-so is saying on so-and-so channel or so-and-so is blabbering about over on Reddit. Nothing to do. It's just I don't find a need for them in my day-to-day existence. I'm not going to get, it's not like, Skoal pouches, dude, go away. just go away, all right? Take your bad camo outfit and leave right now. Anyway, so that is what this is, even though that this is not a What Is It series. It's a quality product and quality packaging. Packaging looks nice. The pouches, in this case, are moist. Nicotine is mid to lower, but it's there. I can tell it's there. I'll leave these in through the uploading process, and I'll use this can. It is a straight flavor. There's no smokiness to it or anything, and it isn't tangy by any means. But for the reasons I have already mentioned, if you're having any issues or whatnot, you may want to keep this in mind. Hopefully it'll stick around this time, but you know, with these larger companies, you never quite know, you know. So this has been the add-on review of Skoal Classic Straight Pouches. They have been re-released by U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company of Nashville, Tennessee, in their Skoal brand line. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves, and God bless.